Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. Have you ever found yourself questioning the stories we're often told by those in power, particularly around military matters? Well, today we're taking a deep dive into a recent controversial event that has been stirring up heated discussions all over Nigeria. Brace yourselves as we unravel the grim tale of 17 Nigerian soldiers who met a tragic end in the village of Okuama, Delta State. Official sources would have us believe this was a simple case of a militant attack. But as we dig deeper, a different, more unsettling story begins to surface, fueled by one defiant militant who dares to contradict the accepted narrative. This incident, he claims, is not merely an act of aggression, but a complex web of a land dispute involving Okuama and Okoloba communities. The plot thickens with allegations of Ijaw individuals backed by the federal government, intensifying the dispute over crude oil operations. The role of the military, according to him, wasn't to maintain peace, but to support these unnamed individuals. This alternate narrative, starkly deviating from the official one, forces us to re-evaluate the role of the Nigerian military in this incident. Were they the custodians of peace they claim to be, or were they fanning the flames of conflict? This defiant militant, a son of a retired army captain, is putting a lot on the line to shed light on this other side of the story. He talks of betrayals, of communities abandoned by those who were sworn to uphold justice. He talks of soldiers falling not as a result of a wanton attack, but as a tactic to prevent the kidnapping of community leaders. If these allegations prove to be true, they sketch a disturbing image of the military's involvement in this incident. They hint at a military that does not protect the people, but caters to the whims of a privileged few. And this, believe us, is just the beginning. This incident the way for a more expansive conversation about the role of the military in Nigeria. So, buckle up, folks. It's going to be an enlightening ride. Is the Nigerian military serving the interests of the rich at the expense of the poor? That's the question that haunts the minds of many. Over the years, numerous incidents have raised the suspicion of the military's role in societal disputes. Often, these disputes seem to tip in favor of the wealthier parties, leaving the underprivileged to bear the brunt. The land dispute between Okuama and Okoloba communities. It was a local matter that should have been resolved by local and state authorities. However, the situation escalated when individuals from the Ijaw community, allegedly supported by the federal government in crude oil operations, were accused of betraying their community members. The military's involvement in this dispute was not to maintain peace or to ensure justice, but rather to act on behalf of these unnamed individuals. This isn't an isolated case. Recall the tragic incident at the Lekki toll gate in 2020. Peaceful protesters advocating for their rights were met with open fire from the Nigerian army. Those who lost their lives that day were ordinary citizens, not wealthy individuals with powerful connections. In the aftermath, those responsible for the atrocities have yet to face justice. These incidents raise a critical question. Whose interests does the Nigerian military truly serve? Is it the interests of the common Nigerian citizen, or is it those of the privileged few who wield power and wealth? These are not mere accusations. They are issues that demand careful scrutiny, for they point to a deeper problem within the system. These allegations paint a stark picture of a military that serves the interests of a privileged few rather than the wider population. We must question this dangerous liaison. Who is the military? truly protecting? Are they the shield of the nation or the sword of the elite? These are questions that demand answers, and it's high time we started asking them. Remember the Lekki Tollgate massacre in 2020? Has justice been served? Let's pause and reflect on this tragic incident. In the heart of Lagos, Nigeria's bustling metropolis, innocent protesters were allegedly met with lethal force from the very institution meant to protect them, the Nigerian army. These were not just faceless statistics, but individuals with dreams, aspirations, and families. They were calling for an end to police brutality and for a more transparent and accountable government. Yet their pleas were met with bullets. In the aftermath, a shroud of silence fell over the incident. Reports of the event were mired in controversy with allegations of tampering and misinformation. The Nigerian army was accused of acting not as a peacekeeping force, but as a tool for the powerful. Despite the outcry, both locally and internationally, justice remains elusive. Investigations have been stifled and the victims' families still await answers. It's a chilling reminder that in the face of power, truth can be a casualty. It's been said that the powerful protect their own. In this case, it seems that powerful individuals may have shielded those responsible for the alleged atrocities. This raises a critical question. Who is the army really serving? If the protectors become oppressors, where does that leave the average citizen? This incident serves as a sobering reminder of the power dynamics at play within the Nigerian military and the state. Why is the Nigerian military denying access to Okuama village? This question rings out loud and clear, echoing the concerns of many. Reports have surfaced that the Nigerian military is imposing a blockade around Okuama village, preventing journalists, state police, and other investigative bodies from entering the area. The reason behind this move remains unclear, but its implications are far from ambiguous. This blockade acts as a curtain shrouding the truth and preventing the light of transparency from shining through. When access is restricted, the flow of information is controlled, which can lead to misinformation, rumors, and speculation, taking the place of solid facts and verified accounts. In a situation as volatile as this, where tensions are high and emotions raw, such a void of accurate information can fuel further discord and unrest. Moreover, this blockade raises questions about the military's role in a democratic society. Is the military serving the public interest, or are they acting to protect certain individuals or interests by restricting access? Are they not suppressing the truth? These questions point to a concerning potential erosion of accountability and transparency, two pillars that are vital for the functioning of any democracy: the suppression of truth, the potential for misinformation, the erosion of accountability. All these are serious consequences of this blockade, and they all stem from one simple yet powerful act: denying access to Okuama village. It's a barrier to truth, a wall that stands between the public and the reality of what transpired. The lack of transparency raises serious questions about the military's actions and their commitment to accountability. It's a sobering thought, one that emphasizes the importance of seeking and indeed demanding transparency from those in positions of power. For without transparency, there can be no accountability, and without accountability, there can be no justice. What can we do to ensure that the truth prevails and justice is served? This is not just a question, but a call to action, a call for us to step into the light of accountability and transparency, to question narratives and demand justice. It's a call that carries the weight of our nation's future on its shoulders. Accountability and transparency are the cornerstones of any functioning democracy. They are the safeguards that keep power in check, that ensure the actions of those in authority align with the welfare of the people they serve. In the context of the Nigerian military, these values are not just ideals to aspire to, they are necessities. Without accountability, the truth about incidents like the Okuama village tragedy and the Lekki tollgate shooting remain obscured. Without transparency, we are left in the dark, unable to separate fact from fiction, truth from propaganda. We must demand that our military and indeed our state uphold these.